sing and you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. The rockets red glare, the bombs bursting, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome you to East Tennessee State University for our commencement ceremony. We are gathered this morning to celebrate both an ending and a beginning, the culmination of years of work by the students who sit before us, and the promise for a better future because of their achievements. This ceremony also celebrates the efforts of family members and friends, as well as university faculty and staff who have been a part of the lives of the students before us. I welcome all of you for this important occasion as we confer these degrees that are symbolic of academic and personal achievement. It is now my pleasure to present the President of East Tennessee State University, Dr. Brian Nolan, who will introduce our commencement speaker. Dr. Nolan.
Thank you, Dr. Lockett. Good morning. Our speaker this morning has sat on this stage during commencement since 2006, when he was named Dean of the James H. Quillen College of Medicine. Today is his final day as a member of our platform party. Dr. Philip Bagnall announced in January that he will retire on July 31st. His exemplary leadership at the College of Medicine spans 7 years, but his influence on healthcare in our region dates back more than 20 years. A native of Nova Scotia, Dr. Bagnall was already a respected pediatrician when he joined our Department of Pediatrics in 1991. Dr. Bagnall was instrumental in establishing our pediatric residency training program. He was our first full-time pediatric gastroenterologist, and he quickly emerged as a promising leader at ETSU. In 2000, he was named the Colleges of Medicine's Executive Associate Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs, and he became our dean 6 years later. As our dean, he created the Center for Experiential Learning and guided the College of Medicine through a successful accreditation site visit. There's never a good time to lose leaders the caliber of Dr. Philip Bagnall, but because of him, the College of Medicine and ETSU is stronger than ever. During his tenure as dean, the college has made strides in academic programming, research programs, patient care services, and we remain true to our mission of serving rural communities first and foremost. Dr. Bagnall, on behalf of a very grateful university, I thank you for your leadership and your commitment to medical education. Heather, I offer our thanks to you as well for your dedication and work in the community. It's a true honor to introduce someone who is not only a leader in his field, but someone who's an even better person, a wonderful father, grandfather, and a true friend to this university, Dr. Philip Bagnall.
Good morning, and my congratulations. Congratulations on your success, and congratulations to those watching with mixtures of pride and possibly some relief. Graduates, please understand that watching you make progress through life isn't always easy or free of anxiety for your loved ones. Heather and I have 4 children, and all have completed college degrees. Our middle daughter, Sheridan, is a graduate of ETSU's Clemmer College of Education, and she reminded me this past week that she is a proud alumna. However, it is the comments of our oldest, Alexa, that I remember most clearly for creating parental anxiety in her first year at university. During her return home for the Christmas holidays, she told me, "If you would pay for it, I'd do this forever." I'm honored to have opportunity to speak at your graduation, but must confess that as a physician and as one who actually values the strategic power of silence, speaking on a non-medical topic to a non-medical audience isn't second nature. I am, however, blessed with a very wise wife to whom I listen as my hearing allows, and who did deliver one of the best graduation addresses I've ever heard. Her message to me, you'll be pleased to hear, has been consistent and has been, above all, be brief. Your success in completing your course of study is important to you and your families, but it is also important to the region. On the basis of your college degree, you have the potential to make a very real difference, and hopefully in our region. With higher education alone as a marker, you, as a group, will enjoy higher incomes, less unemployment, less disability, less chronic disease, and a longer life. A pretty impressive list, and it isn't intended to be complete. I do realize that this wasn't the driving force behind the commitment that got you here this morning. Nevertheless, I want you and your families to not only be justifiably proud of your personal accomplishments today, but also to take a minute to reflect on the other potential impacts of your education on our region. Both higher education and healthcare are critically important factors in the future growth and success of this region. Not only are education and healthcare the largest employers in the region, they provide resources highly valued by organizations and corporations looking to relocate business, leadership, families, and are therefore determinants of our ability to grow the economy and add to the quality of life in East Tennessee. As indicated previously, education is an independent factor in having improved results with any healthcare system, and you can't expect me not to mention healthcare or the real goal of healthcare, which is health. While there are other very important social determinants other than education in the outcome of healthcare, education will be one of the major determinants in the health and in the economic prosperity of the region. Perhaps most important to regional values and our heritage is that education also will increase the options available for the next generation and be a critical upstream determinant in our ability to continue to keep you, our brightest and best, at home in this wonderful part of the world. While there is no question your education changes statistics for you as a group, your education changes the expectations others have for you as well. You have worked for and earned a highly respected accomplishment. You also have been blessed with opportunity. ETSU, your families, and your friends expect you to make a difference, and I want to tell a brief story about making a difference. As most medical students will tell you, older physicians can't teach without a story. It's often about themselves or their experiences, and it's often couched in terms of what always sounds like ancient history, or at least the good old days. So, I have a story. And you'll have to excuse me, the College of Medicine has been my professional life for the past 22 years, and it will be the source of my story. First, some background information you would have no reason to know or remember. It is about ETSU getting a College of Medicine back in the 70s. This happened thanks to the tremendous community support and the strong political will of our local Congressman, Jimmy Quillen, a Republican for whom the college is named. And thanks as well to the strong state support from the subject of my story, Ned McWhirter, a Democrat, a Speaker of the House in the 70s and subsequently Governor of the state. I mention their political affiliations as an aside, and only because it is reassuring to remember something that is really in danger of becoming ancient history. That is, this is an example of strong individuals with even stronger ties to differing ideologies, working together proudly and effectively for the betterment of the region. A one-line, grossly oversimplified introduction to this fascinating period of political leadership and intrigue would be that all appeared to be moving smoothly for federal and state support to create a medical school at ETSU when the governor of the time, Governor Winfield Dunn, vetoed the state bill supporting the medical school. Ned McWhirter, as Speaker, became the political force behind gathering the votes needed to override the governor's veto. With support from our local legislators, he gathered the votes needed from Central and West Tennessee to be only one vote short of the number needed to override the veto. And he then cast the deciding vote in a dramatic and hostile showdown that in the end allowed the creation of ETSU's Quillen College of Medicine. Now, back to my story, which took place 5 or 6 years ago. Dr. Paul Stanton, ETU's president at the time, called one afternoon to ask a favor. The former governor, Ned McWhirter, was in town and wanted to visit the medical school, but he wanted to do so quietly and without an entourage or publicity. It was to be an experience I'll not forget. Governor McWhirter had been a tall, solidly built man, but as he walked up to the building, I could see he was thin and somewhat frail. It was late in the afternoon. Stanton Burger Hall was mostly empty, and he sat under the plaque to Congressman Jimmy Quillen, just inside the entrance. He and I had never met before. He asked in a couple of different ways about the medical school, and I started to understand the unspoken. This wasn't about simple numbers or finances or any of the continuous problems plaguing all of us in the severe fiscal difficulties of those years. It was about how the medical school was serving East Tennessee. And I knew this wasn't an unplanned visit. He listened intently as I talked about the success of the school, not something I at all mind doing. It was what he wanted to hear. He sat attentive and motionless through it all. He then asked questions. This wasn't a passing interest, and the questions weren't just polite conversation. He cared about the answers. He cared about the graduates. Where did they come from? Where did they go? What did they do? In a sense, he cared about you, the student, or the equivalent of you, and what you mean, what your education means to the region. Obviously, the point of this story isn't the history, although you don't have to live here very long before you realize that history starts most really serious discussions in East Tennessee. This conversation was about the importance to Governor McWhorter of the result of his actions. He wanted to know his actions made a difference through Tennesseans. It was about making a difference. What I suspected and subsequently learned was that Governor McWhorter was dying. He knew it. He wanted to hear that the risks he took, the decisions he made, and the political capital he really did earn actually made a difference to the state he served. He wanted to know that he had created opportunity for Tennesseans, like you, to in turn have the opportunity to serve and make a difference. While my story is about a governor and a medical school, the message of serving and making a difference applies to all of us, to you and to me. Like me, many of you are the first in your families to graduate from college. We have been given an opportunity not available to others in our family. And what is hoped is that we will make a difference. Your graduation today may be your first college educational step, or you may today be completing your formal education, some with a professional or a terminal degree such as a PhD. Regardless, as I wish you Godspeed, my challenge to each of you this morning is to continue to be the very best you can be, and through your life, to be committed to making a difference. Godspeed.
With love for
I welcome everyone to our campus, and I extend special greetings and congratulations to you, class of 2013. I'd like for each of the members of the graduating class to take a moment to reflect upon their journey here today, your academic accomplishments, your dedication, perseverance, the hours that you've spent preparing yourself for today, but to take a moment and also think of the individuals who are here sharing that day with you, individuals who sacrificed, individuals who instilled their hopes in your pursuit of a college degree. Graduates, I would ask that you stand and pay tribute to your family members and friends who honor us with their presence today. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our ETSU faculty and thank them for their dedication and commitment. They have instilled their energies, their hopes, and their dreams in your pursuit of a college degree. If our faculty could please stand and be thanked and acknowledged for their contributions to the graduate's education. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to reflect upon the mission of East Tennessee State University. We were founded in 1911 as a teacher's college and as an institution that opens its doors to the hardworking people of Tennessee. We continue to embrace that mission on a daily basis, and many of our graduates today are their first in their family to receive a college degree. Those graduates who are first-generation students, would you please stand and be recognized and acknowledged? The platform party this morning is comprised of valued members of the university family. Deans of various colleges will be introduced later, and I will join in greeting the graduates of their respective colleges. At this time, I would like to introduce and ask to stand and be recognized other members of the university administration and distinguished faculty members here on the platform today. They are as follows: Dr. Wilsey Bishop, University Chief Operating Officer and Vice President for Health Affairs. Dr. William R. Duncan, Vice Provost for Research and Sponsored Programs. Dr. Joe Sherlin, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. David Champollion, Faculty Senate President Emeritus. Dr. David Collins, Vice President for Finance and Administration. Dr. Richard Manahan, Vice President for University Advancement and the President and CEO of the ETSU Foundation. Ms. Cheryl Burnett, our university's registrar. And Dr. Alan Forsman, who carried the mace this morning. Dr. Forsman received the Distinguished Faculty Award in Teaching in 2012. I would now like to recognize several members of the class of 1963 who have been inducted into the ETSU National Alumni Association Golden 50s Club during spring commencement activities this weekend. They are seated in our front row. Please stand, and if you are able to do so, raise your hand. Congratulations for all that you have accomplished throughout your careers. At this time, I'd also like to recognize special guests who are seated on the front to my right and ask that they please stand to be recognized. Joining us today, we are honored by your presence, is ETSU President Emeritus Dr. Paul Stanton and his wife Nancy. Dr. Stanton. Mr. Robert White, Chairman of the Tennessee Higher Education Commission. Mrs. Heather Bagnall, whose husband Phil delivered our commencement address just a few moments ago. Ms. Carol Ann Baird, Vice President of the ETSU Student Government Association and a member of the ETSU National Alumni Board of Directors, who carried our Alumni Association banner today. First Lady and my wife, Ms. Donna Nolan. I'd like to take one moment of personal privilege and thank someone who will be departing from our institution to explore opportunities in other areas. We're going to miss her. We thank you for all that you have done. But if Dr. Nancy Scheer, Dean of the College of Clinical and Rehabilitative Health Sciences, could please stand and be acknowledged. We're honored to have on the platform party today Mr. Paul Montgomery, who yesterday was named as an honorary alumnus of ETSU and is a member of the Tennessee Board of Regents. It is my pleasure at this time to call Regent Montgomery to the podium to bring greetings on behalf of our governing body, the Tennessee Board of Regents. Regent Montgomery.
Thank you, Dr. Nolan. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to join you today in celebrating this joyful occasion. I'm honored to participate as representative of the Tennessee Board of Regents, of which I serve with 18 other members. Also, I'm honored to relay heartfelt congratulations on each of the members of our board, and especially for my chair, Governor Bill Haslam. Graduates, you have made one of the wisest decisions you have ever made in your lifetime. By investing in higher education, you've invested in yourself and your future. Whether it took you 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, or longer for you to receive your degree, your life has been changed since the first day you stepped foot on this campus. Yes, your degree will help open new doors in your career that otherwise were not possible. But consider also how the people you have met during this journey have influenced you. You have built friendships that will last a lifetime. The economy of the future for our nation and our state is a global one. It will require more highly trained and educated workers. You are helping those today by meeting this demand. Your success has far-reaching impact, and we will all benefit from it. Again, on behalf of the Board of Regents, please accept our warmest congratulations and very best wishes that today is the first step in achieving a lifetime of dreams. You've earned it, and we're very proud of you.
A total of 1,792 degrees are being conferred today. Honors graduates are wearing medallions on special colored ribbons as indicated on pages 34 through 36 in your program. Those wearing white ribbons are graduating cum laude, that is, they have earned grade 1 averages of 3.5 to Catherine Hurst and Nicholas Zokal. Samuel L. McNeil, Christopher Rosalat, and James A. Williamson will participate in the afternoon's ceremony. Mr. President, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered through the several colleges and schools of East Tennessee State University. They have been recommended to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments by their faculties and by the following, whom I will ask to stand. Dr. Gordon Anderson, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Linda Garceau, Dean of the College of Business and Technology. Dr. Rick Osborne, Dean of the School of Continuing Studies and Academic Outreach. Dr. Hal Knight, Dean of the Claudius G. Clemmer College of Education. Dr. Rebecca Piles, Dean of the Honors College. Dr. Wendy Nearing, Dean of the College of Nursing. Dr. Randy Wyckoff, Dean of the College of Public Health. Dr. Nancy Scherer, Dean of the College of Clinical and Rehabilitative Health Sciences. Dr. Cecilia McIntosh, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. Dr. Larry Calhoun, Dean of the Bill Gatton College of Pharmacy. Dr. Philip Bagnell, Dean of the James H. Quillen College of Medicine. And Professor Patricia Van Zandt, Dean of the University Libraries. The Golden 50s members who are here have had a busy weekend and will now leave the arena to join other alumni events. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Would candidates for doctoral degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees? The Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Public Health graduates will be hooded today by the chairs of their dissertation committees. The Doctor of Audiology graduates were hooded last evening. President Nolan, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for these doctoral degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend you confer the appropriate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the doctorate degree to which you are entitled, with all of the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you would please come forward as your name is called, I would be honored to present you with your diploma.
The Doctor of Public Health, Mary Kate Baker, hooded by Dr. Joel Hillhouse. David John Blackley, hooded by Dr. James L. Anderson. The Doctor of Audiology, Heather Aubrey Mabry.
Candidates for the master's degrees, please rise for the conferring of degrees. President Nolan, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for master's degrees in the School of Graduate Studies. On behalf of the graduate faculty of the university, I recommend you confer the appropriate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the master's degree to which you are entitled, with all of the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you would please come forward as your name is called, I would be honored to present you with your degree.
Malin Karina Menjivar Andrade. Derek Joseph Angermeyer. Salma Mariam Ayad. Ashley Suzanne Bowser. Daphne Renee Chester. Catherine Pritchard Childress. George Thomas Ford IV. Deidre Diane Fryenberger. Anne Gfellers Mason. Jessica Giugioli. Avery Green. John Wyatt Greenlee. Prentice Griffin. Jenny Ruth Honeycutt. Skylar Touchstone Johnson. Jesse Thomas Kittle. Zachary Maurice Lizet. Ronald J. McCall. Colby Alexander McClendon. Ford Charles McCurry. Josh Murphy. Jason Phillips. Ashley Danielle Rains. Laura Ashley Simpson. Emily Grace Smith. Natasha Estella Parton Snyder. Nicholas Traskowski. Sarah Elise West. Kimberly Dawn Woodring. Melissa Goodell. Kyle Stephen Darnell. Sherry Maddox Murphy. Maya Savage. Lee Carter Florence. Robert Franklin Goff Jr. Jennifer Teague Good. Amber Marie Hall. Travis Waylon Hall. Felicia Jemenderlin Mosley. Bethesda J. O'Connell. Silas Andrew Tolan. Mary Nicole White. Kara Noel Wicks. Warren Blake Ayler. Franklin Monroe Hardy. Olowole Adolowo Moronkeje. Chelsea Diane Rose. Stephanie Farah Allen. Jessica Lynn Billings. Alyssa Lynn Buckingham. Andre Alexander Campbell. Caitlin Lauren Davis. Rachel Brooke Deloach. Francis Esson, Sherry Renee Gardner, Rachel Elizabeth Hermitz, Amanda M. Hicks, Joseph Pussy, Lucinda Michelle Langston, Kayla Marie Lofquest, Tabitha Lynn McCoy, Courtney Ellen McKinney, Christopher Stephen Moore, Katie Ann Moyers, Tanya Nicole Odom, Megan Ann Owens, Amber Pierce Reynolds, Monique Marie Richard, Kathleen Beatrice Schweitzer, Edward H. Snyder, Wesley Michael Serber, Samantha K. Van Dyke, Anna Vasilyeva, Clayton Allen Walvort, Sarah Elizabeth Wellborn, Lindsay Joe Wright, Kristen Lawson McHenry, Christina Arrowwood, Mindy P. Bowman, Ashley Carlita Coles, Whitney Brooke Pope, Tammy Enloe Lawson, Joshua Ryan Fleener, Holly Nicole Flettrich, Doronita Francis, Getche Rose Gang, Kimberly Dawn Garland, Ashley Renee Johnson, Laura Pepper Weiler, Allison Heather Sherfy, April Lene Tussing, Mary Elizabeth Van Huss,
Would candidates for baccalaureate degrees please rise for the conferring of degrees? President Nolan, the candidates now standing and some absent with permission have completed all requirements for baccalaureate degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend you confer the appropriate degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree to which you are entitled, with all of the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. If you would please come forward as your name is called, I would be honored to present you with your diploma.
the College of Arts and Sciences, Ethan Lee Abbott. Alyssa Michelle Adams. John Charles Adams. Samuel Paul Adams. Ikra Ahmad. Eric Anthony Altenhoff. Mariella Amaya. Johnny R. Amin Jr. Whitney Warner Andrews. Joshua Kelvin Argo. Michael Thomas Arnold. Ryan Arzi. Dustin Lee Baker. Corey Ball. Christina Noel Barker. Jeremiah Scott Barker. Jamie Malin Barnett. Brandy Nicole Barton. Brittany Sierra Basinger. John Daniel Bellamy. Jonathan Benson. Courtney Leanne Berry. Brittany Elaine Moore Berto. Chad Tyson Bishop. Allison Elise Boggs. Christina Bogue. Gabriel Keith Bowling. Mark Timothy Boer. Danielle Nicole Bowker. Justin R. Bowling. Matthew J. Bowman. Emily Elise Bradley. Keith Randall Brake. Sarah Elizabeth Brandon. Catherine Bravender. Spencer David Brenner. Christopher Brewer. Michael Brandon Brewer. Todd Randall Bryson. Jordan Sierra Britton. Leanne Kamiko Brothers. Chance C. Brown III. Thomas Christopher Brown. Leslie Broyles. Tiffany Buckles. Samuel Matthew Buckner. Cadron Mar Lindsay Bullington. Sandra Marie Bullens. Heather Nicole Burke. Ashley Danielle Bush. Robert Byers. Heather Nicole Burge. Xinyan Tsai. Nancy Ellen Caldwell. Kaylin Charlotta Calloway. Brandy Renee Cannon. Logan C. Cannon. Cynthia Diane Davis Carnahan. Alicia Faith Carpenter. Jonathan Carr. Christina Rose Carter. Haley Catherine Carter. Leah Marie Casanego. Alexa Joran Sidney Castle. William Wade Chance Haight. Laura Elizabeth Chambers. Luke David Champouillon. Sarah Ann Claiborne. Elizabeth Ann Clark. DeAndre St. Aubin Clark. Robert Joe Franklin Clemens II. Hunter Alexander Klein. Selena F. Klein. Julie Clinton. Ashley Bailey Cole. Macy Neal Collins. Jessica Danielle Cooper. Jenny K. Coppinger. Jesse Ryan Cornett. Heather Kristen Covington. Jared Tyler Cranmore. Casey G. Kratz. Colleen Cummings. Kayla Lee Cutchaw. Cody Allen Dandy. Hiram Anklesh Dave. Courtney M. Davenport. Autumn Brianne Davidson. Joshua Landon Davidson. Leslie Allison Davis. Molly Ann Davis. Joshua Earl Day. Joshua Edward Dean. Jesse Allie Deering. Marcia Catherine Dempsey. James Elliott Denny. Emily Arnhart Denton. Mallory Janice Dingus. Aaron G. Doika. Evan Douglas Dransfield. Nantone Dew. Dallas Shane Dunn. Chase Michael Duty. Oscar James Early. Joseph Wesley Edens Jr. Ariel Edwards. Emily K. Eisenhower. Jeffrey Kent Elkins. William C. Ellis. Elizabeth Jean English. Caitlin Amanda Eubanks. Kayla Noel Evans. Connie Chu Fagan. Devin P. Fales. Xing-Yi Feng. Catherine L. Fernandez. Michael A. Fernando. Kayla M. Fish. Taylor Marshall Kaiser. Robert Andrew Flanagan. Stephen Matthew Flegel. Lindsay Ray Fox. Anthony B. Frazier. Justin Travis Gagel. Michael Gage Gallardo. E. Gunn. Haley R. Garber. Caitlin Hope Guerin. David T. Gazzo. Allison Victoria Gilbert. Chelsea Nicole Gilbert. Michael Stephen Gilley. Michael Godsey. Morgan Taylor Godsey. Heather Nicole Good. Ava Elizabeth Gooding. Jennifer Grant. Andrew Garrick Graves. Jesse Michelle Gray. Madison Alexandra Gray. Nolan C. Gray. C.R. Gregg. Joseph David Greaves. Stephen Blake Griffin. Susanna Lane Grove. Robert Keith Giles II. Austin K. Hall. Katie Lynn Hancock. Mariah Haney. Stephen Doyle Hansard. Maxwell Tyler Hardoby. Abigail Chapman Bergen Hart. Marcia Yvonne Harper. Elijah Kane Harris. Jack Christoph Hartzell. Amber Lou Hensley. Tiffany Nicole Hensley. Chelsea Faye Dolan Harold. Justin Isaac Harold. Brandon Wayne Hess. Brittany Monica Higgins. Robert Samuel Higgs. Kelsey Hill. Nicolette Hill. Austin William Blaine Hilton. Caitlin Dawn Henshaw. Dallas E. Honeycutt Jr. Danielle Lee Honeycutt. Caleb Ethan Horner. Rebecca Leanne Howard. Stephanie Ellen Howington. Jasmine Macy Bree Hubbard. Thomas Kevin Hudnall. Benjamin David Hunt. Danica Shanae Huning. Michael John Huning. Jonathan David Hunt. Joshua Mark Hutchins. Tamara J. Hudson. Sachiho Iba. Mary Beth Elise Ingram. Joshua A. Eisen. Christopher David Ivanich. DeAndre I. Jackson. Joshua Ray Jackson. Shalay Madison Nicole James. Eric Scott James. William Brian Jameson. Christy Jean Jeffers. Sarah Nicole Jeffery. Bridget Cecile Johnson. Kendra Johnson. Jared Andrew Johnson. Kelsey Elise Johnson. Lucas C. Johnson. Sarah Rose Johnson. Amber Lee Jones. Eric Samuel Jones. Hallie Rebecca Jones. Nicholas S. Jones. Ryan Christopher Jones. Christy Lynn Jordan. Isaac Justice. John D. Kaywood II. Shay Krista Keene. Brandon Harry Keene. Elizabeth Claire Kennedy. Victoria Audra Ketron. Paul Michael Kimbler. Chelsea Rebecca Kinser. Cassie Miranda Kirk. Justin Taylor Kyle. Revathy Lakakula. Grayson Claire Lambert. Jordan Bascom Elliott Lanningham. Miranda Lee Lance. Blake Edward Lawrence. Tyler Laws. William Lee Jack Laws. Leslie Nicole Lawson. Nicole Leland. Austin R. Leopard. Brandon R. Lewis. Nadine Deirdre Lewis. Mung Lee. Erin Nicole Light. Sarah Elizabeth Lilly. Hannah Elizabeth Lindamood. Melissa Russell Little. Ji Liu. John Nicholas Lividitis. Jocelyn Renee Livingston. Perry Nicole Loftus. Xiaoyi Long. Kylie Janine Looney. Christopher Justin Louthian. Erin Michelle Lovelace. Christopher Lee Lowe. Sir Anthony Lundy. Jessie Elizabeth Lundy. Jessica Lunsford. Peng Lu. Hanbo Ma. Meredith Michelle Maddox. Stephanie Magoon. Latifa Alnisha Majid. Taylor C. Manning. Ryan Emil Mart. Brandon Page Martin. Caitlin Sloan Martin. Mary Ann Matney. Laurel Louise Maxey. Heather Marie Maxwell. Brandon Paul May. Lauren Ashley Mays. Eric Paul McBride. Damian G. McClintock. James Robert McClintock II. Benjamin Adam McCullough. Ben McCurry. Morgan Danielle McCurry. Terrence Rajay McDermott. Elise Kathleen McFall. Ashley DeElva McFarland. David Patrick McGuinn. Jenny Joe McCann. Andrew David McKinney. Marissa McNeese. Whitney Leanne McNeil. Stephanie Rebecca May. Brittany Nicole Melton. Erin Marie Middlemas. Sarah Caitlin Millard. Corey Miller. Keisha LaBrook Miller. Myra Gail Miller. Olivia Colleen Miller. Ryan Christopher Mills. Craig Woods Mitchum. Emil Walden Yort Montano. James Austin Moody. Daniel Moorfield. Morgan Flowers. Allison Aline Morton. Joshua David Mowell. Kayla Cheyenne Mullins. Tyler Grant Mullins. Ranjani Murthy. Catherine M. Musacchio. Joshua Kenton Newman. Safi Lushi Goy. Natalia Wynn. Benjamin Norris. Tara Grace Norton. Joseph Michael Nowatarski. Clay Madison Oaks. Kara Melissa Oliphant. Sarah R. Otten. John Ira Overholt. Allison Carolee Owens. Christopher Lewis Owens. Brittany Dooley Parker. Rachel Mache Parker. Andrew Lynn Parton. Anna Marie Patrick. Benjamin L. Pedigo. Gloria E. Paniche. Eric Charles Peterson. Lindsay Elise Peterson. Lindsay Olivia Phipps. Kristen N. Pierce. Jacob Marion Poole. Brandon Andrew Potter. James Dustin Powell. Tracy Michelle Powell. Sarah Elizabeth Powers. Julia Lene Presley. Holly Elizabeth Presley. Allison McClure Prill. Jordan Alexandra Pugh. Sarah Beth Quattlebaum. Jacqueline Courtney Raines. Brittany Danielle Ratliff. Lauren Elizabeth Ray. Lee Red. Bradley C. Renfro. Matthew Kevin Roten. Joshua Carroll Rice. Brian Rich. Cody Allen Rourke. Lauren Gray Roberts. Stephanie Caitlin Robinson. Jennifer Beth Rodefer. Carla Marie Rowland. Jonathan Rosenberger. Chelsea Renee Ross. Tyler Reynolds. Sarah Elizabeth Russell. Monica Safis. Joshua D. Sands. Joshua A. Sanders. Danica Santee. John L. Sasser III. Ashley Nicole Sauvé. Shelby Elizabeth Schmid. Sarah Elizabeth Seaton. Brittany Michelle Self. Elsa Bianca Severin. Brandon Taylor Sexton. Pashupati Shah. Jesse Tyler Shelton. Nick Shepard. Ryan Dwight Shepard. Keaton Brent Schultz. Christina Lee Singer. Shelby Ann Slapek. Jared Wayne Smart. Kristen Renee Smith. Demaya Smith. Dustin Smith. Matthew Wilson Smith. Rebecca Abigail Smith. Savannah Sky Smith. Sarah June Snipes. Chad Douglas Stamper. Alex Morgan Starnes. Elaine Celeste Steltzman. Adam Stewart. Erica Lynn Stiller. Yasmin A. Stoss. Rebecca Catherine Strand. Jason L. Street. Tyler Jeffrey Strong. Amanda Danielle Sturgill. Huisong Sun. Jasmine Marie Sutton. Everett Tarleton. Tyler James Tasker. Ashley Blaine Tate. Ethan James Tate. Chelsea Elise Taylor. Stephanie G. Tejeda. Stephen Eric Templin II. Madison Douglas Thompson. Guadalupe Guevara Thornton. Jessica Megan Tiller. Casey Ellen Tiller. Leah Brooke Tilson. Philip Joseph Timp, Jr. Caitlin Breanne Tipton. Christine Ruth Tober. Alexandra Lynn Tracy. Brennan Alexandria Trent. Caitlin Rose Turley. Michael D. Turney. Iftikhar Udine. Clayton Alexander Van Huss. Zachary Vance. Paulette Marari Galeas Vargas. Jacob Lynn Vines. Zachary Ross Walden. Jessica Jarmil Walker. Christopher J. Walsh. Shannon Nicole Walsh. Xiaoqing Wang. Ashley Nicole Watson. Ezekiel Watterson. Travis F. Welch. Victoria Caitlin Rose Whitaker. Eve Wittenberg. Paula D. Wiggins. Andrew Clyde Williams. Thomas Michael Willett. Bruce Edward Williams III. Herbert Edward Williams. Nina Ann Williams. Jonathan R. Wilson. Rebecca Elaine Wilson. Brian Weiniger. Jessica Noel Womack. Laura Evans Woodard. Ross Warren Yost. Cheng Zhang. Hung Zhang. Matthew Ryan Fickey. Yan Tang. Nicholas Zokol. The College of Clinical and Rehabilitative Health Sciences. Kayla Lynn Agee. Cody Patton Baker. Whitney Lachey Bevins. Randall Allen Black. Heather Nicole Brees. Zachary J. Britt. Taylor Nicole Brooks. James Brad Caldwell. Sarah Ashley Calhoun. Emmy Caroline Canada. Catherine Elizabeth Chambers. Nicole Lind Chambers. Emily Clark. Kara Ann Clark. Amber Dawn Cole. Candace Marie Copeland. Courtney Marie Krakow. Stacy Ann Cross. Rachel Luama Dean. And Sophia Dianovich. Andrea Lynn Delozier. Kristen Adriana Doby. Lauren Danielle Edwards. Brittany Lee Eggers. Hannah Elizabeth Eldridge. Kristen Lynette Inslee. Anne Maria Hunter Fleming. Kevin Robert Frank. Jacana Aston Fuller. Ashley Lynn Gillum. Joshua W. Hodges. Denise Ramsey. Selena Lynn Rasnick. Jessica Nikolai Ratliff. Rashida Shabri Reese. Samantha Shelley Rose. Colleen Elizabeth Rudd. Daryl Lynn Russell. Minnie Victoria Salyer. Maria Victoria Samples. Laura Ann Schreiner. Bernice Tracy Scott. Brandon Ulysses Sexton. Tabitha Elaine Shell. Christopher Mark Cale Shields. Landon Clay Shields. Laura Danielle Story. Sarah Dawn Swagger. Chastity A. Trevette. Mary Jane Underdown. Lydia Kelly Ussery. Stephanie Brooke Vaughn. Carla Danielle Wampler. Lauren Ward. Betsy T. Welch. Kristen Ray Williams. Corey Ann Williamson. Keisha Leanna Wilson. The College of Public Health. Tiffany Dawn Alexander. Heather Lynn Allgood. Ashton Lee Blair. Joshua Bogan. Brittany Nicole Bolton. Emma K. Bowers. Andrew Maynard Burke. Brittany Chanel Calhoun. Glenna Lee Cates. Kimberly Shafay Coffey. Heather Marie Culler. Jane L. Dean. Hannah Elizabeth DeArmond. Eric Michael Dyer. Shelby Logan Fry. Lauren Elaine Harris. Huston T. Heatherly. Chadwick Allen Hill. Catherine A. Hurst. Jacob Daniel Jarrett. Sarah K. Fleener Johnson. Casey Annette Lawson. Ashton N. Lovelace. Cheyenne Grace Murray. Corey Prater. Amanda Raybon. Melissa Sharon Ramey. Brooke Lachey Rigger. Brittany Noel Sexton. Christopher Boyce Smith. Andrew David Sora. Houston Kenneth Steele. Melissa Sutphin. Gorixa Savina. Sarah Michelle Tilson. Valerie Denise White. Allison Nicole Woody.
I would now ask that the audience join me in paying tribute to the ETSU class of 2013. Congratulations. I'd like to take a moment to thank Dr. Marshall, Dr. Zembauer, Mr. McMorrin, Ted Bucksworth, and the ETSU Wind Ensemble for the music that has filled our halls today. I would also like to thank Mr. Fred Sossman, Senior Writer and Associate Professor of Appalachian Studies, for so flawlessly announcing each of the graduates' names, and Roddy's Flowers and Evergreen. Flowers and Evergreen of Johnson City for the beautiful stage decorations. I would also like to thank the interpreters for disability services for their invaluable assistance today, as well as the Office of the Registrar for facilitating our commencement. Graduates, before you leave ETSU, I want to give you one last challenge. Remember how this moment feels. Remember how it feels to receive your college degree. Share that feeling and share your dreams. Reach out to a neighbor or a friend, someone who's sitting on the fence, undecided about their future. Encourage that individual to attend post-secondary education. Make that your goal for the summer. That one small act of encouragement will transform a life and improve your life as well. In closing, may today for you be the beginning of a new journey, a great adventure, and a life well lived with purpose. We will always remember today, and we will always celebrate your accomplishments. On behalf of the entire ETSU family, I wish each of you success in the achievement of your goals. Thank you, and go Bucks.
In the shadow of the mountains, under skies of blue, stands our dear old alma mater, glorious to view. Sound the chorus, sing it onward, Thee will never fail. Hail to Thee, our alma mater, hail to Thee, all hail. In Thy halls we formed our friendships, dear old college home, and to Thee we pledge our hearts wherever we may roam. Sound the chorus, sing it onward, Thee will never fail. Hail to Thee, our alma mater, hail to Thee, all hail.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the East Tennessee State University class of 2013.
It's hard for this little thing with a cardboard. I know.